Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Let's talk about last night's Monday night game. As we all know by now, the Jets lost to the Miami Dolphins 27-21. Another a dismal performance by the Jets. Just once again, they look unprepared. They're outcoached. They're outplayed. Just a mistake-free, penalty-free. I think the Jets ended up with 13 penalties at the end of the game. They just are just absolutely terrible to watch. They're embarrassing to watch, and they seem to do their best embarrassment on the main stage when it's a primetime game or something. So, only thing as Jet fans we can hope is that most people watching they unless you're a diehard Jet or Dolphin fan that they turn to the other game, which by the way wasn't any better. The Broncos beat the Bengals 28-3. Of course, Joe Burrow's not in. Everybody knows that, but that game couldn't have been too much better. But either way, it was a terribly embarrassing performance by the Jets again. So let's just talk about the game, how it started, real quick. I'm not going to talk too much about it because if you watched it, you already know. Um, the Dolphins received the ball and they kind of marched right down the field. They got a field goal. I can't remember even how the drive was stopped. They probably stopped themselves because the Jets defense is absolutely pathetic. It's got to be the worst in football at this point. They can't stop anything. They can't stop the run. They're horrible against the pass. Penalties on both sides of the ball. But either way, the Dolphins go down the field. They get a field goal. It's 3-0. Okay. So the Jets get the ball, and I tell you, they put together one of the best drives of the season. They drove down the field running the ball because Justin Fields can't throw the ball. So their running game was just killer last night. They ended up with I don't know how many yards rushing, 150, 160, maybe even more yards rushing. But anyway, the Jets get the kickoff, 3-0, and they march down the field. And just before Braylon Allen is about to score, he gets the ball knocked out of his hands. I mean, at like the 2-yard line. He gets the ball knocked out of his hands, fumble, and of course the Jets can never get a fumble. They have not produced a one turnover defensively the whole season yet. But anyway, the ball just before I thought he scored. I was jumping around, yeah. Instead, I realized he got the ball punched out of his arm, fumble. Dolphins get the ball, and they put together a 96. Now at that point, you already, as a Jet fan, know that this game is over. They're not going to recover from this, and it's only 3-0. But you already know that the game is over. So the Dolphins put together like a 96-yard drive, a 95-yard drive, whatever it was, to score a touchdown. Now it's 10-0. And now, as a Jet fan, you know the game is over now because they can't come back. This team is not built to come back from 10 points down. They just can't. So as a Jet fan, and you can see the play, the game is over. So it really only gets worse from there. So now it's 10-0. The Jets end up running another long drive for I don't know how long, which is what they have to do as a team. This team is built to hold the ball, run the ball, throw a little dinky passes here and there to keep drives going, keep the other team off the field, and get touchdowns. Except that they can't do that. So they end up getting a field goal, the Jets, and somehow the Dolphins stall their own drives because remember this. The Jets defense can't stop anything. The only time the opposing team drive stalls is when it stalls on their own. They get a holding penalty or something. The offense against the Jets is they stall their own drives. The Jets don't stop drives. So anyway, the game miraculously somehow goes into halftime. It's only 10-3. So you're figuring this is just so bad football to watch. This is below high school level football. And I'm telling you this, the Dolphins aren't good either. But they're a step above the Jets, which is why they won the game. So you're really watching two bad teams play football. So anyway, the game goes into halftime. It's 10-3, and you're thinking, well, we got a shot at this. This is an awful game to watch. It's painful, but if we get the ball, if we go down the field and score, it's 10-10. We're in the game. No, it's not. That's not what happens. The Jets fumble the kickoff. They fumble the kickoff. The same thing that Xavier Gibson was released for. I can't even remember the guy's name. That's Williams or Wilson or something like that. I can't remember the guy's name. Look it up. But he fumbles the kickoff. And the Dolphins get the ball. They turn that into a touchdown. So now you know the game is over. It's just going to be a struggle the rest of the way. And this same player who fumbles the kickoff, later on in the game, he fair catches a punt at his own 2-yard line. I never seen anything like this. I'm watching this, and I can feel my jaw hitting the table. You just fair caught a punt at your own 2-yard line? Are you fucking serious? This is Pop Warner's. High schoolers don't make that mistake. How can an pro NFL player make that kind of mistake? I'm watching him and he's looking up at the punt and I'm thinking he's only pretending he's going to catch it. He's going to let it go over his head. He catches it. Fair catches it at his own 2-yard line. Okay, so great play by this guy. 2 fuck-ups by the same player. So the Jets have a game where, okay, so let's just fast forward past the ugliness of this just debacle of a game to watch. So the end of the game, Justin Fields gets his usual complimentary touchdown pass when it's really just shit time. It's garbage time. There's less than 2 minutes left in the game. He throws a ball. Garrett Wilson catches it in the end zone. And now they get the 2-point conversion. Less than 2 minutes left in the game. You know goddamn well the game is over. That's 27-21. Dolphins get the ball. They just run 3 and out. They punt the ball with like 13 seconds left in the game. And the Jets do one of those college plays where they throw it lateral to 40 guys and he gets tackled and the game is a laugher and it's over. And the Jets secure last place, which is in the division, which is where they belong because they are the worst team in the division by far. Now, the Dolphins fans, I'm going to tell you this too. That team ain't good either, but you're better than the Jets. Because the Jets can't stop the pass, they can't stop the run, they can't get out of their own way. 13 penalties last night, 3 turnovers. Justin Field fumbled his normal ball, fumbled kickoffs. I mean, this is what the Jets are. They're a laughing stock of the NFL again. Year after year they are, and before September's even over, they're irrelevant. They're out of it. They're clueless. They're going nowhere. The football season starts in September. And September's not even over yet, and the Jets are already irrelevant. They're already nothing. They're already out of anything, any kind of contention. And it's not even the end of the month. This is before October starts, and they're already bad. They're already out of it. They're already a laughing stock. And I got to tell you something, too. The more I watch this Aaron Glenn, I didn't like his hire in the beginning. I said that in my videos. I wanted them to get somebody with some experience. Stop getting these guys who've never been a head coach before, because you can't just go from a coordinator or a wide receiver coach or a defensive backs coach to a head coach of a team. I just don't think you can do that. But why does the Jets always have to be that team to give the guy the chance? Why do we have to? When other teams go, no, fuck that. We're going to get a guy with some experience in here. No, the Jets always got to be that team to get the cheaper guy, the first time head coach guy. And here we are back to the same old shit again. Only problem is this isn't the same old Jets. This is worse than the same old Jets. These guys can't get out of their own way. Tons of penalties every game, and they can't. The defense is terrible and the offense is just as bad. All they do in games is they get garbage time yardage, garbage time score when the game is clearly over. And that's what last night to me was. The touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson, big fucking deal. It's less than 2 minutes in the game. And this is just when the defenses are giving them these little dink-dunk passes. That's why I know the Jets ended up with 400 yards of offense last night. 200 of that was probably shit time. And the only excitement we get out of Justin Fields is when he scrambles for 40 yards for a touchdown, because he has to. And another thing about him too, I want to point out, and I don't know how many other Jet fans see this. He doesn't give the play any time to happen. He takes 3 steps back and he's running. I think he leaves the pocket too fast. I think as soon as he sees anything, he's got happy feet back there. He doesn't stay in the pocket and let the play unfold, it seems like. It seems to me like he gets out of there. He's either afraid to get hurt, afraid to get hit, or he's indecisive. He holds the ball. I don't know what the problem is, but this guy is a backup quarterback. I've said that all along. And it shows every time he plays. And the thing is, too, here that what do? Do we start Tyrod Taylor instead? No, because he's no better. He maybe throws the ball better, but he doesn't have the running capability that Fields has. So you have one guy who can throw the ball a little better and the other guy who can run the ball a little bit better. So we're stuck with Justin Fields now, fans, because the Jets are built around running. This team can't win football games unless they control the clock, run the ball 40 times a game. And I don't understand why Breece Hall runs the ball once and gets out and they taken out. Then he runs the ball once, gets taken out. He should be the focus of this offense because you're a running team. You're not a passing team. You're never going to be a passing team with these quarterbacks. You are built to be a running team. This is what you do. Control the ball, control the game, run the ball, throw your little dink-dunk passes when you catch the defense sleeping. This is what they do. But yet they run Breece Hall, one play, sit him down. Run another play, sit him down. Why isn't he coming out of the backfield all the time? I know the guy needs a break once in a while, but after every play, after one run, he needs to sit down. Why are you pulling him out of the game? I don't understand this. I don't understand what I'm watching here with this team. And now Aaron Glenn is seemingly has that lost look on his face now on the sideline. Everybody hasn't seen it last night because toward the end of the game, all the penalties and all the mistakes and all the defensive failures, you see the camera go on him and he has that deer in the headlights look now that Todd Bowles used to have when he was the Jets coach. Robert Saleh had when he was the coach. And Albright had when he took over for Saleh, and now this guy. It's the same person. It's I don't understand this team. It's the same person, only different faces. They're the same players, only different names on the jerseys. Because the outcome is still the same. Penalties, poor coaching, poor play. These guys, every time they play a game, they look like they're unprepared. They're out-coached in every game. The Dolphins are not good, but you can't even beat them. If this was the Dallas Cowboys offense last night, they would have dropped a 40 spot on this team easily, which, by the way, they're going to do this Sunday because the Jets are playing the Cowboys Sunday. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, their defense may be a little bit suspect too, but they're going to drop a 40 burger on the Jets this Sunday. I can tell you right now that. So now we're going to be 0-5. Maybe we can get a win when we play the Carolina Panthers, who are just about as bad as we are. But they have a win. The Jets now are one of the only 3 NFL teams left without a win. The Jets, the Titans, and somebody else, the Saints. 3 of the worst teams in football. And here we are again, listening to the same old rhetoric from a new Jets coach. This is not the same team. We're fighters. These guys are fighting every game. People are going to be held accountable. It's going to be discipline. And none of those things are true. None of those things are true. This is the same old shit team that we waste 3.5 hours a game watching that I can't get back now. And what happens? Same outcome. They get embarrassed. They get their asses beat. And don't let the 27-1 score fool you. For any of you fans out there, they were smart enough to do something other than watch the New York Jets because the game wasn't that close. If the Dolphins were better, they would have put 40 on them last night, or maybe even more. But the Dolphins aren't that good either. But as I said, they're good enough to beat the Jets. The Jets are just embarrassing to watch year after year, game after game, and they don't seem to be getting better. They don't seem to be improving. They get worse as they go. More penalties, more mistakes, more offense is terrible. They're not even getting better. We have a first-year head coach, first-year offensive coordinator, first year this, first year that, first year the other thing, and here we are with the same fucking results. An embarrassing team to be a fan of, to watch, and next week's game is going to be at MetLife Stadium. There'll be more Cowboy fans than Jet fans because Jet fans got no reason to go to that shitty stadium, that shitty parking lot, and sit there and watch a shitty team. I don't understand how anybody does it anymore, but anyway, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed my video and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. You guys all have a great day, and I'll be talking to you very soon during the week. Bye now.